Lianna here, sex and relationship coach, sexual energy activator. Great to be here. I am so excited to be live on YouTube for the first time. Usually I put out a video every Thursday. Today I thought just for a change, I'm going to go live and try something different. I'm here to answer your questions, chat with anybody who wants to get more information about what I'm going to talk about, and a topic I am so excited about. This is about becoming a G-Spot whisperer, okay? Becoming a G-Spot whisperer. Now, I'm not a G-Spot whisperer, but I am going to teach you out there who would like to become one. And what does that mean? What is she talking about? Well, I'm going to get into that. So if you join, when you join, tell me where you're from. Just put up a little note. I am from, It would be cool to see where people are coming in from as you join in. So G-Spot Whisper. Now, a G-Spot Whisperer is somebody who is able to activate the G-spot in their partner or in somebody else. But I really work with couples, okay? Couples in long-term relationships that want to get their sex life moving again, want to reconnect, want a stronger, deeper connection with each other. Okay, that's my thing right now, working with couples. And I work with men separately, women separately, couples coming together and exploring their relationships, exploring their sexual intimate relationships. The G-spot is a sexual exploration. Okay, and so my focus is on teaching one how to become the G-spot whisperer. G-spot whisperer. So we know what that has to do with, being able to activate the G-spot in a way that is very subtle and gentle, but understanding very clearly what it's all about, is able to go into this scenario without fear or doubt and patience. Okay, this is the G-spot whisperer. So these are some of the attributes that you're required to have if you're going to be the G-spot whisperer. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about a bunch of things today. And if you have any questions along the way, please ask them. If you are watching this on the replay, then first just say, if you pop in, hi, I'm from where you're from. And I'm going to ask some questions as I go through. And if you can respond, that would be awesome. If you could put a few notes. This is, YouTube is, and my channel, I'm aiming to create a format, a place where we can talk and discuss these topics, these intimate and sexual things around relationships that maybe we don't have the opportunity to speak with other people about. And I think it's so important to have people respond and share, because we're all going through the same thing. You're not alone. There are a lot of couples out there that are trying to find the G-spot. There are a lot of people out there that don't even believe the G-spot exists. There are a lot of people out there who have found the G-spot, are enjoying it fully, and understand the magical potential that the G-spot has created for them in their lives. So people are in all sorts of different stages. I'm going to be talking to people who really haven't really connected with the G-spot yet, okay, and really need to know more about it, about how to do that. We're going to get into what it is, where it's located to start, how you can access it, what is the job of the G-spot whisperer? How do you become that G-spot whisperer for your partner? Okay, we're going to talk about that. And then you as the feminine being, I want to talk to you about what is required of you as well. It's a dance, okay? Now, it's really important that the male part of the relationship has a good idea of what to do. Okay, it's very important. But it's also very important, 50% important, that the female, the feminine being of the partnership also knows what to do. There's some preparation to take place here. So I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm going to give some tips at the end, some things that I think that are really important to consider when you're going into this experimentation. Along the way, if you have questions, again, please just ask and we'll pop the questions in and talk about things at the end as well that maybe I haven't covered, that maybe you have further questions about. So what is the G-spot? Okay, well, it was found, or it was discovered by Ernst Grafenberg in the 1950s. Okay, 1950s. That's not that long ago. Okay, that this female body, it was found that, oh, there's a spot there that is very pleasurable for the feminine being. And it also releases a liquid. There's a potentiality that there's another orgasmic spot there in the female being in the 1950s. Well, I don't know what they were doing before, but even though the 1950s, this is in Western science, there were ancient traditions, tantric traditions, Taoist philosophies, and experimentation that knew that there was this other magical spot or sacred spot in a woman that enabled a woman to have more pleasure and to flow a kind of a river. Now, the Taoists talk about the 3 rivers that flow through the feminine being. Okay, the Taoists being ancient Chinese philosophers, experimenters, researchers. They did a lot of research around sexuality, and they talk about these 3 rivers. So there's the vaginal, the clitoral vaginal flow, and then there's the G-spot flow, and then there's the cervical flow. Now, flow as in ejaculate, okay? These are not urine. These are an ejaculate. They've tested all of these different the consistencies of these flows from the woman, and they all can maybe hold a little bit of urine, but they are all different. Slightly different consistencies. So it's a kind of an ejaculate from a female being. So the G-spot is located 2 fingers up the vagina towards the belly button. Okay, so it's kind of this direction, only about 1.5 to 2 inches in. So you don't have to go in very deep in order to locate it. And it's a little bit of a spongy feeling. It's like a little bit hard as well. It's different for every woman, but it could be sort of like ridgy as well, sort of like the top of your mouth. Put your fingers in the top of your mouth and see what that feels like. That's kind of what you're looking for. I'm kind of popping in and out, and I'm not sure what it's looking like live, but hopefully it's fine. So that's how you find it with your fingers, okay? And that's where you know it's not that deep in, okay? So it's not that if you have a girth of a penis, putting your whole penis in is not going to discover this G-spot. I would suggest, to start with just discovering with a couple of fingers and seeing if you can find it. I'm going to talk about accessing the G-spot with your fingers and accessing the G-spot with your penis, okay? So this is the penis access, the finger access. And if you are the G-spot whisperer, and we're going to talk about this G-spot whisperer is going in, let's talk a little bit about you and your partner deciding to go on an exploration of discovering where is this G-spot, how do we access it, what does it feel like, and how do we have her, the feminine being, squirting through the touching of the G-spot. So we know where it is. It's 2 inches inside, just towards the belly button, right? That's where it's located. So before you even go in and start touching and playing with the G-spot, start by coming together and creating a relaxing environment, okay? In order for your feminine partner to be ready to have that G-spot touched in any way, shape, or form, she has to be super relaxed, super surrendered into her body. So you want to create an atmosphere in the room where it's calm, where there's maybe some nice music, where it's clean, where she, you know that she's going to be happy, where there's no disturbances. Okay. The G-Spot Whisper is going to take care of these things. It's going to set the room up, make it comfortable. Okay. Have the bed comfortable. Make sure there's no children that might run in, because any kind of disturbance that she might feel or think about or that would happen is going to deter her and is going to pull her away from having any kind of G-spot stimulation or any kind of squirting ability. She has to be very, very relaxed. So you start with that. Get a comfortable situation, get it set up. Now, you can talk to your feminine partner, and she can also listen to this, because this is really important, that this is a very highly sensitive area. And in order for you to get to the point of actually squirting, of really accessing this part of your body, you may have had to do a little bit of your own internal work around what sex is for you, who you are as a sexual being, what do you think about sex? Are you ready to just open your legs and let go and really trust your partner fully? Okay, these are some questions that are really good for you to ask yourself, so that you can start to get into that place. And we talk about full and utter surrender. You want to be just able to surrender to your G-Spot Whisperer partner, so that they can take you on this journey. Of course, your job is not to, order, direct, control. Your job is to let go. Okay. Now, this is tough. This is really difficult for a lot of women in this modern society, because we are driven beings. We want to be in control of everything. We think that we need to be in control of everything. And although we are in control of our bodies and what we decide with our bodies, when it comes to stimulating the G-spot, even if you do it by yourself, you have to be really relaxed and let go. Okay. Now, we're talking about the G-Spot Whisper, your couple, your partner coming in and helping you. So he is going to get you relaxed, and a massage might be helpful, but you asking her what is going to relax you, what is going to get you calm and get you just feeling even more comfortable, so that we can go on this exploration. And once you two get to that point, again, it's not just accessing the G-spot and going for it. You need the foreplay. You need turn on. You need desire. Okay. The feminine being needs desire. She needs to be turned on big time. This is an area that, when the G-spot is a little bit like a sponge, so it's hard and closed. And as it gets desire build up, and as it gets excited and turn on, it grows. It inflates with liquid, with the ejaculate build up. Now, it's not as big as my hand. It's like the size of a pea, or like maybe a golf ball. I don't know if it gets that big, but it's not that big. But it's an area that grows, and it grows and it fills with liquid. So it'll only grow if there is desire in the feminine body. And so that's why the relaxation part is so important, because you want to get her into a place where she's out of her head and dropped into her body. And a way to get her into a place of this desire is to talk to her in ways that are very sexual and complementary, so that she can start feeling her body. Wow, your body is so sexy. It's so amazing. And just stroking her body gently, so that she can feel the connection to her body, that she gets out of her head. And just constant affirmations, positive talk, sexy banter, so that you're both in this kind of fun, playful place. So this is the job of the G-Spot Whisperer as well, to be creative in bringing on this kind of conversation, maybe even talking about some sexy things that you would like to do with her. I say that when I work with clients, I say there are different things you can talk about. You can say what you'd like to do to her, how she looks, how she smells, and how she makes you feel. So anything around those 4 topics are going to help her get connected to her own desire and relax and surrender, open her legs, and we want to get the first river running first, which is the clitoral, frontal, vaginal area. We want to get that wet first. And it gets wet through desire and through gentle touch. Okay. And doing things that make her feel really good. What do you need now? How do you like to be touched, honey? Does this feel good? Shall I do more of this? Constantly asking, talking, getting more information from her so that you can help her relax to get to a deeper level. Once she is wet in her vaginal area, then you can put your fingers inside because you have the liquid in order to enter. And in orgasm, the whole clitoris is actually a larger part of the woman's body. It's like a T-bone shape, and the clitoris is just at the little tip of it, but it goes into the woman's body. Okay, it's hidden inside, and the G-spot is part of that. And so as she gets excited and desire starts building and she starts getting turned on, the whole clitoris starts to swell, okay, and starts to open and engorge. And so once the clitoris is like a little bit fluttery and wet and open and you can see it's redder and engorged, then you can put your fingers in and touch and go in, and okay, now you can start to feel where is that G-spot, okay? You need her help with this G-spot whisper. You need her help by saying, how does this feel? What is this? How does that feel? And you can feel it yourself. As I explained earlier, it's a ridged feeling, a little bit of a spongy feeling. If she has never had any kind of G-spot orgasm before, she doesn't have that connection with it, may feel like she has to pee because it's connected to the bladder. Okay, so she may say, "Oh, don't touch me there. I feel like I have to pee." So this is a tip number 1. I'm gonna just write this in here. Tip number 1: make sure she pees before you start having sex. Because often women stop with the whole exploration because they have to pee so badly, I gotta go, and off they go, and then the whole thing has to start over again. Make sure that your partner takes a pee before you have sex, before you even start this exploration, because then you know that the pee has been released, right? The pee has been released, and she can then not have to worry about it, not have to think about worrying about having to take a pee, and you know that, okay, we have touched the G-spot, we have hit it, the G-spot. And so you can start stimulating it with your fingers at that point. And as you stimulate it, then she needs to start to even relax more, to let go even more, to surrender even more, right? Because the idea is that she needs to go through that sensation of pee, through that sensation of having a pee. And it's difficult. It's scary. It's like, I have to pee. I really have to pee. No, you don't, honey, because you peed before we started. But I really have to pee. Relax even more and talk her through it. Relax more. G-spot whisper needs to talk through. It's okay, sweetie. And this is the information that you need to know in order to help her. Calm down, relax. You're going to go through that. You're going to go through it, and you're going to release that pee. Okay, now this may be also difficult for her because she doesn't want to pee all over the bed, right? And I know for me, anytime that I'm having sex, almost anytime, I like to know that there's some kind of a sheet or a towel or something down that's not going to make my entire bed soaking wet, because I may have to sleep on that soon after. So prepare a towel. So this is tip number 2. Prepare a towel for the bed and put it on the bed. And have it ready. Just have it say, honey, it's okay. Like, she might even know that what you've done. I've put a towel down. You're going to be fine. Just pee. It's going to be absorbed by the towel. Okay. So you've already prepared that. You're on top of it. You are on top of it. So release, honey, relax, and just tell her to go through that feeling of pee. And it'll actually literally feel for her like she is peeing, because she has to, like, okay, I'm going to pee. I'm going to pee. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. It's okay. Now, we've been talking about you using your finger. And so and I'm going to talk about the penis in a second. Your fingers are inside and you're stimulating it just gently, just ever so gently. You want to keep in contact. How does that feel? Okay, because as you stimulate here's the G-spot. As you're stimulating the G-spot like this, just touching it, stimulating it, the come thither kind of emotion, it's getting engorged, it's growing, it's building with fluid, and she's getting, this is getting, and at some point you can start rubbing harder and harder, just making sure it's not hurting her. Keep in contact with her. How's it feeling? Is it okay? Are you feeling fine? Yes. Harder. And it can be actually stimulated very hard, very vigorously and hard. But keep in contact with her. Make sure she's okay. Watch her. Feel her body. Now you've got one hand there. The other hand is free to touch and grope and feel and keep alive, okay? This is my next big tip for the G-Spot Whisper. You're not just bringing your fingers into her vagina and touching the G-spot. That is not going to do it. She has to feel your whole energy, okay? You are focused in. You are directed. You are ready to make this happen. Your whole body is your cock energy. Check my video about cock energy. I've got a bunch of them. You need this cock energy. So breathing in, really being part of this woman's experience. Don't take your attention away from this, okay? You want to make sure that you are present, fully present. So this is the dance with her, and she needs to then let go and let this ejaculate flow through, which is the feeling of pee. So that's if you do it with your fingers. Now, if you do it with the penis, it's another story, and you can certainly do it. It's a little bit more difficult for some women because there's a lot of women who do not have orgasms with the entry of the penis, and this is again the dance between them and you, the G-Spot Whisperer. If you're going to do it with your penis, okay, you also do not want to go in very deep with your penis, and you want to make sure you are not going to ejaculate at all, okay, at all. So you are going to go into with the penis just a couple of inches in, and now most men don't have this curved penis. Some men do. Some men have the G-spot penis. Most men do not. So if you don't, it's okay. You just have to get her into a position. You have to find the position where you actually hit it, okay? So I think it's good to start with the finger so you can find, oh, there it is. Oh, it's about this deep. So you know, oh, okay, I have to go in that deep. You might want to put her on top of you so that she can maneuver around to find the spot. You may want to have her on her back, and you lift her bum towards you and you help sort of maneuver her body to find it, okay? Once you find it, stop. Don't move. Okay, she's like, I have to pee, because now you're hitting it with your penis. Just put pressure on with your penis. Now, it's all in the thrusting techniques. I'm actually giving you an overall thing here, right? But, and it's a little bit like a masterclass talk. But there's a lot more detail that one can go into, but I want to give you some really good things to work with to get started on. Your thrusting techniques have to have a variety to them. They also have to be creative. So you're thrusting just gently at first, finding it, putting pressure, and you can start thrusting more vigorously gradually. And then you stop and hold and let her kind of feel and let her have some time to like connect to her own G-spot. And maybe she needs to like have some more time to relax more. And when she is able to, if you're holding inside of her, she can relax around your penis, because your penis also relaxes a little bit. And when you feel her really relaxed, then you can start agitating the G-spot again. You can start causing some friction against the G-spot again to build it up. So it's a play again, it's a dance, and you have to be a present person, a man or a person that's got this full presence with her, so that you can read her, you can feel her. Okay, so that's with the penis. Now the squirting happens with the peeing. And once she goes through that, once she's able to let it go through, it may not be much, it might be a couple of drops. She might have a lot come out. Um, if it doesn't happen the first time, then it's okay. This may take a number of times because it may take conversation before, it may take watching this video first, and then, okay, let's try it. She's got some information there. Let's see how this goes. Give it a number of tries. Like, actually, don't ever give up. I believe that all women can have G-spot orgasms, okay, and squirt. All women. There are lots of reasons why women are not having G-spot orgasms and not squirting. They're not there yet. They have maybe some internal trauma they have to work through. They have blockages. I call these dams that are blocked within our body. The feminine being is water. We're all water, but it's just this flowing water. And there's dams that get blocked with trauma and insecurities and fears and just all sorts of things that stop us from really allowing full-on pleasure with our bodies. So she may be there, and so it may take some time to work through to get to the point where she is relaxed enough, comfortable enough to allow herself to have this G-spot orgasm. So patience, 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 patience. Tip number 3. Tip 3, patience, right? Patience, patience is so important. Patience. Now, when the actual G-spot is connected with, touched, starts to build and starts to grow, starts to swell. Also, when it releases, all of this exploration can cause some big emotional things to happen within the feminine being. Okay, this is, to me, this is part of, and you being the G-spot whisperer, part of you healing your partner and healing your relationship. It's a healing modality in my mind. When I go through having sexual experiences with my partner, and we're going to go on for a little bit of time, because I'm like, I need some healing here. I need to really get some release going. I have my back sore, my shoulder sore, my neck is sore. I'm like anxious and nervous and frustrated. I mean, having these G-spot orgasms release all of that from my body, release that tension, that stress. Okay. So it's a healing modality. That's why it's so important to put in as a practice in your sexual repertoire, in your sexual connection with your partner. I think it's phenomenal that we are talking about this now. And my mother certainly didn't know about this, and didn't talk to me about it. And now people are talking about it. The feminine body, the feminine energy has so much magical powers, and this is an opportunity to explore and use this as a form of release. It's so much nicer when your feminine partner is calm and relaxed and enjoying her pleasurable life, right? So it's an important job, the whisperer, a very important job. Okay, so there's a lot of things I could continue to talk about, but I think I've said quite a bit for today. The last thing that I want to say is that once you connect with the G-spot, once your partner starts to squirt through the G-spot, this is something you can do over and over again in one episode, in one sexual encounter. As long as you, G-spot whisperer, do not ejaculate, and you keep the penetration happening, you keep the stimulation of her body, you keep that cock energy coming towards your partner, she can squirt over and over. She can let waterfalls come out. I have had the bed completely soaked, the floor soaked, hours of sexual encounter, and I could be completely and totally spent and lying in the bed and thinking I have nothing left, and I still have ejaculate in my body. It just keeps producing itself. It just keeps producing itself. At the end of a long encounter, I'm very thirsty. I need to replenish, but it's not over. If your partner, if she's like, oh my God, that was amazing. Wow, that was a really interesting experience. Try it again. Try it again right then. Sorry. Try it again right there and then. Okay. Try it again and again, at least 3 or 4 times. Keep going. Enjoy it. Have fun. This is pleasure. This is adult play. This is good times, right? This is good times. This is sexual exploration with your partner. And yes, so thank you if you are here. I didn't really see many people, but thank you for coming. If you're showing up after to see this live, I hope this is giving you some information to get started, to feel better, to feel more, uh-oh. I'm not sure what's happening here. Tip 1. To feel more confidence in helping your partner make their way through. I'm just trying to change my banner, but I have to put this one on because I'm not sure how to get back to the initial one. But I hope this gives you some confidence that you can then, take your partner on a beautiful experience. If you want some help here, some guiding you and your partner, have a chat with each other. And I have an intensive 3-month program that I help couples work through these kinds of things. Help, there's a lot of it in the beginning is breaking down the dams, deblocking the areas that are trapped from allowing a lot of sexual pleasure in one's individual being and in the relationship. So we work on that, and then we can get into like these zones of magical pleasure, and because now we're more open, more relaxed, more available to experience these kinds of things. So if you're interested in my program, come and I'd love to talk to you. We start with a quick chat. Find out where you're at and where you'd like to go. Contact me for that. I'd love to see you. And otherwise, I have a freebie below, which is the 10 stages of sexual exploration for couples. It's really interesting. Takes you through these 10 stages of what kind of ways that you can explore in your sexual relationship. Because as I mentioned below here, exploration in sex is endless. Thank you very much for coming. I will be back again next week. Thursday with another video. I'll probably try to do a live once a month. Now that I've done it once, I've broken the seal and I can do it again, bring guests on, all of that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for coming. Much love making.